learn today, and I know that lots of you are now trying for that funding that we get from Ethereum Foundation. And the traction is one of the things that we have that you must have, and that's what marketing gives you. So without further ado, let me go to my presentation and share the screen. Yes, my name is Elena Sinelnikova. As you know me, I'm a co-founder at CryptoChicks, and I also have quite a now extensive startup experience. And I know for the startup, I know because I started my own startups with that no money, no funding, and nothing like that. And I had to do the marketing all by myself from the very beginning and learned a lot of things on my own, took courses, lessons, and other webinars. And I try to combine what I know about it. And we also have here, today we have people who are quite knowledgeable in the marketing. Maybe I can bring, AJ at some point as well to comment on what I will be saying, and I will have other people here too. So welcome. Startup marketing. Just before we start, again, we have at CryptoChicks, we have two main platforms. It's a CryptoChicks Academy where everybody can come and take courses. We have a very low subscription fee just to keep our lights on. So it would be awesome if you learn, you receive the certificates, and you also help us to develop our community further. Our community, this is a community of women, young women, and also not only women, but people who would like to learn about blockchain technology and would like to get jobs in there. This is quite popular. More and more companies posting on our job board, and there's lots of right now jobs coming out in the blockchain technology. So check our cryptochicks.ca/jobs link. And also we have a CryptoChicks Hatchery. This is our mentorship program. We help in startups. So mostly it's a female-founded startups in blockchain technology. Some of them are not blockchain, but in technology to lift their business idea off the ground. And we help them to do it without funding, though we are constantly pitching to our sponsors. This year we'll be able to provide funding of at least $12,000 to our startup. And next year, I hope it's going to be better. So the plan is to get 50,000 to the startups and to the pool, so you can have some seed money to start your business. We're going to be talking about marketing, and we have the special offer for our audience today. So claim a free copy of these two books. So you can go to the link bit.ly/CC Marketing Books, and we're going to be displaying it again at the end of the webinar. So don't worry if you don't write it down. Use the code CryptoChicks2021, and you can get these two books free. So this book is written by our marketing guru, Audrey Nesbitt. So she is the person responsible for our marketing for the CryptoChicks, and she's working as a volunteer as well for our communities. And she consulted us a lot on how to do it, and she's certainly the big specialist in that. So her books will be very useful for you to read. And again, the disclaimer, this is not the financial advice or we're not asking you to purchase anything, any tools that we demonstrate. This is just our own experience. So we're not promoting anyone with this webinar. I'm going to be covering certain points of what is important in the startup marketing. Just a second, I need to pause just for a second. Excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. All right. So before you start, before you even do anything, will need to spend some money on the marketing, maybe not as much, but you need to think of your strategy because, for example, on like Facebook advertising, it's quite feasible and possible to spend $1 million in 1 minute and all go to waste. So this is quite possible. If you don't know what you're doing, you can waste all the money that you have without producing any result. So therefore, thinking of the strategy in the first place is thing to do the first. So today we're going to be discussing of what exactly you will be doing, and it's the strategy. There's no one answer for all. If you all, it will be different strategies that you need to implement. So that is not going to be same for all. So first of all, you need to understand what is your idea, of course, and what is your startup, what problem does it solve. And you will need to go, before you do any marketing, you will need to go through your customer development and in-depth interviews as well. Right, so what you are going to be doing in these interviews, and this is something that we teach also in our MVP course, you will have to discuss with your customer, not your product and not your idea, but to understand what problems your customer has. So because at this point in your startup, you already have to do that. If you haven't done it, you have to do it. So what problem are you trying to solve, and how likely your customer will pay for your solution of the problem. So you have to have deeper understanding of what the problem, how you solve it, and who you solve it for. So who is exactly your target audience? To discover your target audience, that's what you need your interviews are for. And also to verify your hypothesis that this problem is actually exist, and this is not just how you think it is. So you need to verify with the real people. So how you do it? Usually you can do it on, of course, in the places where your target audience hang out. People go to the conferences, but right now conferences are not available. So it's on the, on the forums, on the Facebook, and anywhere on the social media where your target audience, you think target audience, even the people who will be buying your product, where they are. And you start a conversation, you bring them to the interview, already have an idea who will be, and should not be your friends or family. This is people who you don't know. Otherwise, from your friends or family, you will not get honest feedback. So, and this is a must, of course. If you skip this step, most likely you will spend a lot of time and money on your marketing. So after these interviews, you still need to do the work and identify your target audience. So you have to draw the picture of the exact users, of exact customer, exact user personas who will be using your product. It can be several. So think of it as doing it like as drawing picture of a person. Right, so you will have to identify, is it actually a person or a company? Maybe your startup is a B2B, it means the business to business, and maybe it's a company that you cater to. Maybe the company will be buying your products, right? So, and you also identify the gender, the age, what jobs they have, what kind of income they have, where they're located geographically, does it matter, and how it changes for you, what hobbies they have, what they like to do after work, where they spend their vacations, and anything else that matter for your product, and of course, for example, some of the the pricing model, let's say that and there was a startup that I know, they were, cleaning people's houses, right? And of course, people who can afford of cleaning of the houses, like people with the, good jobs, with the jobs, that are high paid, right? So you need to know, like, for example, of what is of your target audience, how much salary they get, in order to identify, because all of this, so once you will be doing your marketing, all of this kind of check marks and settings, and especially if you will be doing the advertising and using the ads. So this is the points that you will need to specify in these ads in order not to waste money. And this seems like, if I, put the ad and just put it for everyone, or I just do the marketing and do it for everyone, this is more effective. It's actually quite the opposite. And we were going to be talking about why. So the wider your audience is, more time and money you spend and less people you will get. So this is the rule, right? So the more concrete your user persona is, more detailed your description of who your customer is, less money you're going to spend and more people you're going to get. My startup was really hard to understand, because this is, it's contradicted, right? So in my mind, but it is so, right? So the narrower your focus is, more people you're going to get. And that's because of the messaging. And we're going to go towards that a little bit later. So also for your startup, from these personas, you need to target people who are innovators and early adopters. It means that, so from this subset that you say that, if, for example, you're targeting females age of 30 to 35 with the income of $100,000 that live in Canada, that like to dance, that like to spend vacation in Mexico, but also they have to be innovators and early adopters of your product. So it means that they have to be curious about technology. They have to be interested. They have to jump on the opportunity. So it means that in their hobbies, they have to have a technology or something that related that will not like that will be easy, like lower hanging fruit for you to do the marketing and have them to adopt your platform faster. All right, so here I drew the technology adoption life cycle. So for all technology startups, it's going to be like this. So first, who's going to come on board for you, it's going to be innovators. It's people that actually have startups themselves, or interested in technology themselves, interested in trying new products. So these are the ones, and then these are the ones that you find probably on some technology forums or on the groups, on the Quora. They're very curious individuals, and these are the ones that you will be targeting. And also early adopters, so people who are fast to move, the ones that will not think about it twice, that will say, whoa, this is a new product, yes, let's go and try it. So these are the ones that you have to target as well. And you have to go to the channels where these people are. And of course, you can have more than one user persona. Your product can solve a problem for for several people. Maybe like it can be like for women and for kids, right? So for moms and for kids, or something like that. There is going to be different messaging for those, but you can have different user personas, like several of them. But you need to always start with your marketing with the lower hanging fruit to get more traction right away. All right, so whoever is easier accessible, so these are the ones that you start. But it's okay to have several user personas. So prepare the sheet where you have all these details described about your, and then we're going to go to the next step. You will need your landing page. This is where your kind of like target link will be located. So this is where people go. This is your anywhere that you go to different, social media or something, and you get all these people, but they need to click the button. They need to land somewhere, or they need to purchase. If you already have your product developed, and it's fine. But if you don't, if you're just testing it, and you need to create attraction for your idea, you will need a landing page. And this is something we also teaching at our in 2 courses in the MVP course, and also in the web pages course. We will be going through them a little bit later. I mean, like, where you can find them a little bit later. And these are the more details on how to do it. In short, so landing page can be created for free. There are tools for that, and we explained it in our previous webinars. The messaging on your landing page have to be very short and focused on only one message. So it has to be headline, the hook, and we're going to be talking about messaging on how to do it. It has to be value proposition, and this is your strong positioning on what value you provide to them, and also call to the action, so the button. So they have to click, and they do something. Either they leave to the email. And this is probably for the lean startup, as we teach in it. That's going to be, that's what you need. So you have to have them in your subscribers, or they make a purchase, right? So they purchase a product on your website or on your landing page. So this is also available in these free tools. It's available to do that as well. So the landing page, it means your basic website that you have to have before you start any marketing. Number 5, you need to identify now social media channel with your target customers. So all these user personas that you developed, you need to understand. So, okay, so where these people are, where this, women 30 to 35, where they go, and where they, like, for example, in the Facebook, or let me go to the next page. Yes, so all this, so right now there are social media, social media is a thing that is quite developing very fast, right? So every day we hear about new ones, like Clubhouse right now. It's not on the slide, but it's very popular right now, the Clubhouse. So email, so that you use the email engine, and you do your kind of like the subscription engine, and maybe send your emails to your users. So this is all YouTube, meetup groups, Instagram, LinkedIn, Reddit, Facebook, Medium. So these are the all medias that you have to be going and searching for your people, the one that you identify in your user persona. Facebook is very kind of like maybe easy one, but for some businesses, for the technology businesses, probably Medium, the one that, and Twitter, that is good one. So all the technological, there's lots of technological people on the Medium and the Twitter as well. For the art, it's in Instagram, of course. It's very good one. If you have a B2B business, LinkedIn is the one that you're going to go to. So there are some paid tools on LinkedIn, for example, that you can use, and for not a lot of money, to actually search people's contacts and even emails and phone numbers. So there are tools available there. So Reddit is the one also for the technology. Yes. So you're going to go into this ones, you're going to look at the forums, at the comments, at the threads, at the everything that out there, looking for your target audience. If you have any questions on how to find them, and maybe we can do the work together as well, then we can help you in that. Now, after you identify, after you created all this, your landing page, you identify your user personas, you now know where your target audience is. Now it's time to create the messages. So the messaging is very important. So what you will be telling them, how you will be telling them, very, very important. And in this case, you need to understand. So for the startups, probably what you should be starting from the personal conversations. Or if you post something on on the Facebook, you do the post on the Facebook, or you do the post on the Instagram, you need to comply to the following rules. So there are 3 components to those rules, and I call it infotainment. What you're going to provide to them, you're going to provide the information, and this is going to be information about your product. You're going to entertain them. So because people are looking for the entertainment. So this your message has to contain the entertainment, especially if you're going to be posting, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. This has to be entertaining. So think about the creative things. We also taught the graphic design, so we include the music, so videos for free, and how to do it. We have this course also available now, CryptoChicks Hatchery. Go to this course and see how you actually can do it. Graphic designers or professional video people, so you can do it. So the entertainment for sure needs to be present in your messaging. And also you have to so third thing, you have to make them identify themselves with your message, right? So there are, I know that maybe more traditional marketers, they teach a different way, but you need to understand that marketing evolved. So right now we are completely digital, and it's a new era. But I still see sometime in the when I go through, websites that go through the messaging, something like attention, right? So it's come from the old advertisement where people were posting it on on the billboards or something, attention this, attention that. So when I say like attention homeowners, it never works. Right. So because I cannot even imagine, the people, scrolling through the Facebook, through the posts, and they say like, attention homeowner. So, oh, I am a homeowner. Okay, so what do you have to say to me? No, it's not going to work. Right. So, and so you also have to understand that people don't like to be called out. So you don't say that you have a problem. You never say that. It has to be subtle. They have to identify themselves with your, advertisement, with your messaging on their own, without you calling them out, because people don't like to be put on the spot, right? So and they will reject it. So your messaging has to be very subtle. How to do it? Moving further. I like the concepts of 2 islands. So the Hell Island and a Heaven Island. And imagine that the person that you are talking to, he lives on the Hell Island where he's unhappy, everything is bad. And there is a Heaven Island where this person will be, completely happy, like everything will be great for them. And your job with your message to get them from this Hell Island to the Heaven Island. And the question is how to do it. You will be surprised. It's actually hard. Like, it's obvious on the picture right now, but it's actually really, really hard to get person from, from a Hell Island to the Heaven Island. And usually, and this is the most common probably way of how marketers sell, they sell a vision of heaven. For example, like for example, the diets, when they say something, some of the product they going to look like this, you're going to look better. It seemed to be very, effective, but it's not. This is most common way, the vision of the heaven, that, if you do such and such things, then you will be like at this, you will be at heaven. But it's also the least effective method. So write it down. So this is the most common but least effective method of the vision of heaven. You will not be able to sell it. To some people, maybe to early adopters and innovators, but not to the general audience. How to do it? There is another way. Yeah, you see, vision of heaven doesn't work. So, symptom of hell. So this is what is people actually, if they identify, so symptom of hell, it means that, like, I just give you like one example for, you know, for diet, like same thing, you saying still in the same, you know, diet pills or something like that. So you are focusing on, so like you tired from, you know, high blood pressure, or you are so struggling getting yourself, you know, into the elevator doors. Yeah, I'm exaggerating, of course, but this is, you know, the ones that you need to, like, or you know, for example, if you are trying, you know, the new thing, you cannot fit into your, you know, favorite clothes or something like that. So this is the symptom of hell, something that person can identify with. And also, if you like just go away from pain, right? So going away from pain, it actually works. It works much better than vision of what they will be, because what they will be, they need to take extra steps for it. It's easier psychologically for a human to actually to get away from, to avoid the pain. All right, so then just, you know, make an extra effort and go for it. So therefore, in your messaging, you have to be focusing on the pain, you know, and use the word, for example, struggle with something, you know, painful. So that's so you have to and you have, and this is also maybe a little bit emphasize the position where they are and help you certainly in your messaging. Yes, so and also you have to find a specific pain they're in, right? So and that's why I say you have to be very specific with who you're targeting. All right, so if they're selling the diet pills, you have to target, you know, the people with, you know, weight, or they'll get the body mass, or the body fat is you know, very concrete, like very specific, so they can identify, because they know, right? And when they say this in the messaging that you know, they cannot fit in their clothes, they can identify right away and say, ooh, then, you know, you have a solution for me. All right. And when you're talking also about it in the forums, and then it's not only in the advertisement or in your posts, so maybe you just talk like person to person in the comments with someone you have in this conversation, maybe speak about your experience, and that's something that people can identify with you too. Say like, yes, you know what, I had this and had this and this problem, and you know, that helped solve me. So that's, you know, they can identify, it's like, oh, I had the same problem, and this is, you know, this person has actually solved it somehow, how they solve it, and that's how you can sell your product after that. So the very specific pain, you need to specify and identify, so they have to identify with that pain, and only then can make an effort and go to that happy island where you're going to take them. When you're also talking to people on the forums, like when you just find in your user persona, if you find in people and you're trying to get them onto your, click onto your link, right? So onto your, go to your homepage, go to your landing page, go to your website, there will be excuses while people, why they don't want to do it. There are always excuses, and there are always two excuses that I experienced. It's either, so the first excuse is no money. And the second excuse is no time. I said like, oh yeah, this is great, but you know, your pills are too expensive, right? Or something like, or like, even if you take like, maybe let's take another example, the opposite one, like I'm, you know, bodybuilder, and I'm selling the protein, you know, they like the protein bars, or protein powder. And they said like, oh yeah, that's so good. Yes, the product, but you know, too expensive. Or said, yeah, but you know, yeah, no, I don't have time to do this. So your answer to this, so because there's an answer to that. Response and answer to this in comparison to what? So it's expensive compared to what? For example, for the protein, you know, the protein powder, protein bars, I say that, you know, there is like for the bodybuilders, the bodybuilder intake of the protein is, let's say, I don't know how much is that, like 35 grams a day of the protein. So this is going to be like a chicken breast, right? So how much is the chicken breast cost, and how much a day you need to eat that? So, and then you have to buy the chicken breast. So as opposed to you take the, the shake, the protein shake or the protein bar, that is, cost 3 times less than the chicken breast, right? So, and you get the same effect. So that's the response of the how it is too expensive. But again, you need to know your product really well, and you need to understand your value very well as well. So you also always have the response of this time, like, oh yeah, this is too expensive, or so you think of what answer you provide, but answer in comparison to what is the most effective as well. So is this expensive in comparison to what? And then you compare your product the way that they understand your value. All right. Same with the time, when they say like, yes, but I don't have time. Yes, again, like with the same example, the protein bars or protein powder. Yes, you need to cook this chicken, but you need to go to buy, you need to cook it, and you need to do it 3 times a day, as opposed to you just, take one scoop, put it and put it in a shake, or just dissolve it in the water, take it, that's it, it's done. So it's 100 times faster than what you do with the chicken breast, right? So there's always answer to it, but you will see this is the 2 main always reasons why people don't want to buy your product. It's either money or the time. So be ready to have this response. Yes, and another thing, so after you develop your messaging, right? So you utilize all that, you focus on the pain, you develop, you make them to identify with this pain. You then, if will be any opposition, you resolve that, and after that you make them to click the link, right? So for that you have to actively utilize all the channels. And how do you do that? So for, again, as I said, there is like you go to the social media. How you go to the social media, you sign up, for example. Let's say the example, Lucy, I will take your example. This the coaching and emotional support platform. There's tons of Facebook groups in there that discuss, like the women actually share, people like to share, women share all their problems in these Facebook groups, right? So, and these are the low-hanging fruits for you there, to go there and just go into the conversation, comment on their post, and just provide your link, say that, yeah, so here I I have a solution for you, I've been in the same place. You can even, I know that people are hiring interns, right? And there are right now virtual assistants that are really, really extremely cheap that do this, so you don't even need to do it yourselves. And if you need the interns, actually right now we have a partnership with an excellent company that provides marketing MBAs. So this is about a company that educate people all over the world. They do in the MBAs, they major in different things like in finance, in the marketing, and they have an insurance that are unpaid that you can actually onboard, that can do these things for you, right? So you don't need to go to these Facebook groups, and start these conversations. But yes, if you have, helpers like that, they can engage and they can, again, deliver your messaging that you develop. You have to pre-develop your messaging before you even go there, right? So you have to pre-develop them. With this developed message, you already go, you comment on the post, and you engage, and you bring them to your link. So your main purpose that they click this link, right? So if they identify with the problem, if they see your value proposition, they will click on your link, and therefore you get your result. But you have to actively utilize everything. So Quora, for example, you create threads. Again, like if you have helpers, then it would be awesome to. If not, then you can do it yourself as well, right? So it's time consuming, I understand, but this is, we didn't say that it was easy. Yes, you go to all the social media, you post in the comments, you also post in your profile as well. So you do the posting, you do the videos, very effective. Actually working the founders' videos, and this is right now, this is the most effective instrument probably. And sometimes we're shy, to and then we think this is too hard and we cannot do the professional job. No, you record yourself on the phone. So you record yourself on the phone and say like, yes, I'm the founder of of this company, we have such and such product. But you have to develop the messaging very well, and then record several of them, put them on YouTube, and have maybe the YouTube link as well. And same with the Twitter, you can also post the video there. So don't be shy. Practice, record a couple of videos a day, just to make you comfortable, and then start posting them on your YouTube. Your Audrey here, so she is a big YouTube influencer, and that's probably how she started. Like Audrey, you started your own channel by yourself, right? So is that correct? Yes. So Audrey, so I will unmute you. So how many people you have right now in your
in YouTube, I have almost, we're going to 40K.
40,000. So you see 40,000 people, and she started all by herself. So this is possible. Yeah. Yes. Good. Yeah, no, great job, AJ. So I'm always, yes. So, here I listed some of the ways like to do it, right? So create as much content as possible for free on Quora, on Reddit as well. On the yes, and join Facebook groups, comment on the people post, join active discussions on Twitter, because make you make people to know you, and also post your links there. Post every day Instagram with your pictures related to your business. You can post your videos as well on the Instagram, and same, you can create a YouTube channel, right? So and post your pictures on your videos on the YouTube channel, talking about your product in a different ways, right? So try to different audience, craft your message the way that they associate with that pain, and that you solve it for them. Then write articles on the Medium. So if you are a good writer, you can actually hire a freelancer for right now for pennies. So you can hire a freelancer to write the article, and actually you can pitch them. So there is in the Medium, there is the publications. You can Google Medium publications, and they will give you all the main publications that they have, and you can pitch it to them, and they can post your article on their publication, and then you already have your SEO, because this is something that when people Google your name, you will come up in the Google search, which is super awesome, right? But this article should not be about your product, like it's not the advertisement. This is more like a description of the problem and how to solve it, right? So, and then you will have the advertisement and your link is embedded into it, but it has to be very useful, like very useful information for people. And by this time right now, you all have like lots of knowledge in the business that you are in, so you can create these useful articles for people to actually go and learn from them. Clubhouse, yes, Clubhouse is super popular right now, and now you can join like almost any of them, and you can, during the discussion, you can raise a hand and you can be on stage with Elon Musk. Elon Musk is every day there, right? So if you go on stage together with Elon Musk, well, come on, you get this publicity, so go ahead and do that. So what is that? Yes, testers for your product. So if you already have your product developed, it's not just only landing page and you just doing the emails. You go and you find people that have a bigger following. For example, Age have 40,000 people. If you if she tries your product and she likes it, I bet she can give you the hand and helping out, just telling her friends about her followers about this product. So this is something that you have to utilize. If you have other friends that influencers with a big following, even if you go on the Facebook and you see people with like more than 2,000 friends on the Twitter, more than 2,000 friends, it's very good to actually engage those people, maybe on a personal level, or some other. You have to think on how to engage them and go and make them not make them, but ask them to try your product for free. So this is going to be a good way for them to vouch for you, but make sure that this is, that experience that you provide to them is immaculate. So this has to be the best experience ever, spotless, so they can really, really enjoy your product and they can give their honest opinion to people. For business connections, if you are catering to businesses, or if you are, if your contacts are, business directors, so something like that, use the LinkedIn helper. So this is going to, you're going to, I don't know, cost you like $20 or so to get people's contacts, the emails that you will be able to then, maybe send personal emails to them. Yes, and tell honestly who you are, that you're a founder of such and such company, that what you provide and what you offer to them. Right, so that is going to get you traction. Oh yeah, I already talked about the KOLs. This is KOLs stand for key opinion leaders, which is the KOL term is more used in Asia, and here we use the term more influencers. But this is the same thing. This is the people with bigger following. How did they do it? Well, they all were at the point as you right now. So they all was at some point, they were all just starting with maybe 1 or 2 followers, and then they grew their following to like 2000s, right? So yes, so these are the ones that if you have, again, in these ones in your network, awesome. If not, make connections. So we have AJ, for example, on the call. We have other mentors that are influencers in their areas. So we can connect you, and they will choose whether then they use your product or not. It's, of course, we cannot make anyone to do that, but this is something that as well, it's a must to have to have in your network 1 or 2 influencers that using your product and vouching for you. Reporters and journalists. So bigger companies and bigger startups who has budget, they hire PR agencies. So that's how we call them. So these are the agencies who basically pass your messages, like they do the articles for you, and they pitch them to the reporters. So you can actually pitch to reporters yourself as well. So you can find them, on a LinkedIn. Reporters are always looking for the great content and great stories. So if you can create a great story about you and your product, and actually personal involvement is very, very important. So your story, and don't be shy, because your story and your connection with your product this is something that people are very interested in, because they always interested in the story. How did you do this? How did you because they want to be maybe like you. And yes, create this story about yourself and pitch it to the reporters and journalists. This is going to bring you the mass media, which is like traditional media, which is, again, if people Google your name, you will come up in a Google search. It's going to bring you reputation, and then of course bigger following as well. Again, maybe going back to the influencers, nobody likes to try a new product by themselves. But if some of their friends tried it, they most likely will do too. All right. So your goal is to have someone to try and to recommend it to their friends. So if they have a friend's recommendation, then you will have this chain reaction and have more and more following, right? So this is your goal. And partners. Think of the big organizations, established organization who has the same target audience as you. And you can come up with a great proposal for them, something that you do with them, for them, or bring some of the value to the partners that they can give you a hand and expose you to their audience, right? So for example, I don't know if you all right, so then yes, so if you have, like, for example, with Lucy again, with the platform, the coaching and emotional support business, yes, so there are already established coaching businesses that you can actually give them offered for your audience to have some of your services for free or discounted ones. So they might go to provide, so they want to provide additional value to their audience, the one that they cannot provide, the one that they don't have time to provide. But if it will be included in their services and they have you, so you will have their network. So there you go. So this is a great way to have partners in that case. And this is how we also started Crypto Chicks, and we landed sponsorships for our first event, because people partnered with us because we provided them connection with our influencers that we were friends with, and they couldn't get their audience anywhere else, so therefore they partnered with us, and we got some of the revenue from it as well. So that's the way to go. We have to be very smart about this. Maybe also there are different techniques that people use, and I know the one that's very effective in the crypto industry, for example, that you do the giveaways. For example, you give away $100 in Bitcoin, and you also engage the influencer, pay influencer, I don't know, some influencers charge $500, maybe $400 for it, and they do the posting for you. They say, like, for example, so whoever following this Telegram, not Telegram, but a Twitter account, so follow the Twitter account and win $100 in Bitcoin. And I bet you can grow your Twitter following 1,000 a day or something like that with this, if the influence is quite big for you. So it's been like super effective technique right now lately, because Bitcoin is popular. So therefore, and then you spend only in total, you spend $500 on that, and you gain 5,000 followers in the Twitter. So there you go. Paid advertisements. So once you developed your messaging and it's effective, and you see that this is effective on the people, and this is maybe, let me go to the slide that I have further. I will come back to that one. This one. All right. So there are different advertisements for different sources. Sources here is your social media channels. For example, Facebook is the source, right? Or that, Instagram is the source. And then you have your different audiences in there. And what you do, you basically have this, the spreadsheet, and you list your sources. You have your audiences, like your user personas for each of the source. And then you create the message, like the advertisement. It means that message will contain a message and a graphics, right? So remember, infotainment, you have to entertain. So message and the graphics, and then you are trying them and see which ones will get the bigger following, right? So you can do some of the budget into like for example, on the Facebook, it's very easy to do, and there are lots of information on the web on how to do advertisement on the Facebook. There are people actually that do it for you as well, but it's most important thing for Facebook advertisement. You have to have this narrow audience, like very detailed description on who you're talking to. The wider it is, this, more you're going to spend money, less people you're going to get. So very detailed description of your user persona. And then you try different ones and you see which one perform better. And then you just scratch one by one that not perform and leave, one or two. And here you can increase the budget onto the advertisement. So you increase it and you scale that way, right? So if let's say that if you put in, $10 into it, you get 100 people, right? Then it means that, yes, it's cool. So now I can put, 1,000 and I can get 10,000 people, right? So this is the scaling. So the more you put into your advertisement, more people you get. Don't forget that actually, so this is how they say that the channel can be depleted, right? So this advertisement will work until a certain point. After that, it will stop giving you the results. So therefore, you have to be very careful of how long you run it. Usually people, actually the marketers, what they do, and that they go to investors. So once they hit the sweet spot and they created very successful advertisement and get lots of followers, they go to investors and they put everything especially it's not when they have just a landing page or when they have the product that they sell. So let's say that they spent on advertisement $10 and they made $1,000. So if you spend on advertisement $10 and you make $1,000, how much would you put into this advertisement? Just maybe type it in the chat for me. So how much, if you spend $10, you get $1,000 in return. How much would you spend on this advertisement next? I am looking at the chat. Please just give me the numbers. How much would you spend on this advertisement next? $100. Okay, Takesha, thank you. Who else? If you spend $10,000 and you get $1,000 out of your advertisement, out of selling your product. Only one. Okay, 100. Good. What else? 100. All right. What I would sell my house and spend all this money on that. See, because this is the ratio that you have, 10 to 1,000. You spend it all and you get the money. But yes, you have to be careful, maybe not to do it as drastic as I said, but that's what marketers do. That's what the marketing company, that's what they do, and that's how they bring the money. And this is like a business on its own. So it's not business. Yes, it is. And that's why people spend on the marketing that much money, because the scaling of it will elevate your income a lot. Right. So, but yes, you need to be very careful about your market, because sometimes you deplete your audience. So because there's no more audience to sell to. But if you have the channel, sometimes it can last for a long time. You just need to apply this budget into trenches and carefully see your results of how much, like if I put $500, how much I get return, and then I put $10,000, how much I get in return, and so on and so forth. If you keep getting it, yeah, you keep putting the money in. All right, so I'm going to go back to the slide. Yes, so what we talked about is the PR, the articles that you're going to do, native advertising, we talked about it, founders videos, we talked about it. So banners, yes, it's very good. It's maybe a little bit more advanced technology wise, but this is something that we can talk about it maybe a little on the other webinars. Customer reviews, as I said, so once you get someone to try your project, please get a review from them, put it on your website, or or get them recommend you to the friends. Lead generation. Yes, you have to have the landing page to, of course, to create this lead generation on the site, and also you do the remarketing. Okay. Remarketing. This is something that I didn't mention yet. So once you received all these people from all the social media on your web page and you get all their emails, you send them newsletters, right? And this is how we get, for example, the audience for these webinars, because we send a newsletter, and this is what called remarketing, or you advertise your other product or other promotion or something like this. So you keep constant communication and creating a constant value for your customers over and over and over again by using their emails, and therefore you will be getting more with the recommendation of that. And that's how it's done. So any questions? I know I'm running out of time now. Audrey, can you maybe add anything that I missed on this on the marketing side?
It was great. Thank you so much. I've learned a lot. I think so. It is so important in marketing, making corporations, and like you say, knowing your customer, knowing your audience is so important. And if you're going to start from the bottom, try to cooperate with some influencers. You can just maybe, even though they retweet or something like basic, it will help. And of course, knowing your viewers and being regular, being constant is so important. And if you are organizing a crypto channel, you need to focus on that. You shouldn't spread out in the beginning, and you need to be specific what you are aiming, like you say, and you need to be how can I say that? If you are uploading videos, or if you are trying to be a social media influencer, you need to be upload your posts regularly. You cannot just wait 1 week without uploading anything. You need to just try until you achieve it.
Constantly. Thank you, Asia. It's a very good point. This is something that I missed. Yes, the consistency, and I need to add this to this presentation. Yes, the consistency of how often do you do it? Yes, make a schedule, do it on a regular basis. So there are rules, like certain rules for different social medias. On some of them, you can post 3 times a day, maybe 10 times a day. On some, it's like a couple times a week. But yes, do constantly post on all social media and constantly speak to your audience, speak to your people, and this is the way, that's how you grow it, right? So the consistency. Material that we covered in this webinar is related also, and I mentioned that already. So you can find the information on how to build your landing page in the website, in our website course on CryptoChicks Academy, and also on how to validate your business idea in there as well. Web analytics is very important one as well, because you need to track how many people actually come into your website and how many people click in the button. Because then this is something that done with the Google Analytics, and we have the course on the web analytics on how to track that and how to improve your website. Because if you bring on your website 100,000 people, but only one clicked on your button, it means that something wrong with your website. So this is something that you have to be aware as well. So if you're not getting any subscribers, so probably you need to check your analytics and see how many people actually came and looked at your button, or maybe your button doesn't work. And also the graphic design is very important as well. So this is the course that we outlined all the free resources on how you do your own graphic design, and you do your own videos. So check it out as well. And of course, our CryptoChicks hatchery, we have people here, and right now I'm going to be taking on the books. I will leave the slide on like that, so you can write it down, make a picture, yeah, and get those books. Whatever I didn't cover in this webinar, you will read there. And questions right now. I will check the chat for the questions. I have the questions. Slide deck in the PowerPoint. So the slide deck, So this webinar will be available on YouTube. We don't send the slide decks, unfortunately. Oh, and Hassan already had to leave. All right, Hassan, you missed it. Can you post the information of the unpaid marketing company, please? Yes, so this information, will be available to our CryptoChicks Hatchery members. So if you would like to become a member, you can apply at cryptochickshatchery.com, and you can, yes, you can have access to our resources, and this the marketing company. All right. Yeah, what KOL stands for, Key Opinion Leader. So that's what KOL stands for, Key Opinion Leader, or they also call influencer. There are also micro-influencers, which with the following of, like 1,000, 2,000 people, and there are bigger influencers like AJ here, for example. All right, any other questions? So if you guys need any messaging help or anything like that, we can stay behind a little bit and help you with the messaging, but not for a long time, of course. But yes, let me know if you need any help with anything. And of course, if you have questions, I know right now that we have our, let me just, I will stop sharing and I will look at you. Hello, everyone. Because when I share the screen, I don't see you all. And now I see. Yeah, website, it's cryptochickshatchery.com. So the website is, let me type it. So this is the website for if you have your own business and you become a part of our startups. If you just here to learn and have other courses, we have cryptochicksacademy.com. So this is another website, and that's a different one. All right, questions. Okay, no questions so far. So how we doing, Lucy? Can I ask you a question?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so how you do, because I know that you launched your platform and I loved it. So how are you doing with the marketing for this platform?
Right, thanks. Well, so very easy in my platform because I'm targeting two different kinds of audience. The first will be my potential students.
Okay, we cannot hear you. I'm so sorry, Lucy. So because there's something, maybe your headphones, something that, yes, it's just not possible to hear. Oh.
Is it clear?
Oh, it's now better.
It's better. Okay. Well, I'm just saying that it's not been very easy because I have my target revenue group, the market that I'm looking for, and I also have the people who need to, how do I describe these two type of people? The group that need to be served by this other group. So it's a market.
It's a marketplace, yes. Yeah, you need to do that. You have two dual, right? So you have to advertise it to coaches and to participants as well. Yeah.
And the one that is my kind of what do you call it? My revenue kind of thing. It's hard to know target first because I need to first either the other group comes up first or the other one comes first. So if the other group come first and the audience is not there, then they are not like where are the people that we need to serve. And when the other people come and say where is the other people, so it's a bit kind of tricky situation for me. But I think using an approach of taking it one step at a time and seeing which one grows faster than the other.
One step at a time. So what you do, you onboard your professionals first, right? But they don't need to sit and wait there, right? So all they need to do to provide just their their
Exactly.
calendar link. Yes, so they don't need to sit and wait. Yeah, so they can do other things, right? So they just ask them to clear out their schedule, like 1 hour, a week or something that they have available for that, and then yes, so you will start getting them customers. They are interested in it. Yes, when you do the marketplace platform, yes, this is, you start from the service providers first, ask them, to provide you like time slots, and then yes, just wait for you just have to tell them upfront that they will have to wait for you to bring them customers. They are interested, of course, they're interested. Because I'm the one that on your platform. I'm interested. I can wait forever. It's fine, right? I know that I cleared out a couple of hours a day in my schedule. Maybe also research the Calendly link, right? So because anyone can create the links there, the calendar, right? So and then just enable 1 hour a day, 1 hour a week for you, and just provide this link on your website so that they know that they always free at that time and people can book them. Yeah. So work with them, just develop for them. You tell them what to do, because you don't rely on them to tell you. No, you tell them. You already have the instructions and say, so here are the rules, all right? So you provide me the link. So this is what you do. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, right? And I will bring you the customers and they will wait.
Yeah.
Then yes, and then you bring in the customers, the way that I taught today. So Facebook is the one that you have to be very, very active in, because these are all your audience there. These are like huge groups that women sharing problems, there's like all the abuse problems and the money problem and the weight problem, and so they have huge, right, so problems. So
I know once I get my foundation right, I will be able to take a clear direction. So I also have a strategy of